10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good, under here. Roll under the big.
job.
That lawnmower, that's it. Yeah. Start that motherfucker lawnmower.
Good, perfect. That was your best rep. Come on.
The fight is official. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. And Tank isn't sitting around waiting. The moment the deal was signed, he got straight back to work. This isn't just another fight for him. This is about proving a point. While everyone debates whether this matchup even makes sense, Davis is in the gym grinding. He's not here to talk, he's here to train. And what he's doing right now could decide everything when these two finally step into the ring. Tank's first days back in camp aren't flashy. He's going back to basics, working on the small things that most people never see. Speed drills, timing work, defense. He's not rushing anything. Every move is calculated. Every session has a purpose. His coaches are watching him closely, making sure his reflexes are razor sharp. The plan is simple. Get faster, get sharper, and make sure Jake Paul has no idea what's coming. Tank knows Paul has size and reach, but he's betting everything on one thing. Paul can't predict what he can't see coming.
Beast mode, let's go.
But not everyone is excited about this fight. Eddie Hearn recently spoke out, and he didn't hold back. He made it clear he's not a fan of fights like this. He called them pointless for the sport. Hearn believes these matchups are driven by money, not competition, and while he admits the fight will probably happen anyway, he's not convinced it belongs in real boxing. His comments have only added more fuel to the fire. Is this a legitimate fight or just a cash grab?
You have to understand the business of it. I hate these exhibitions. I hate these 14-ounce gloves. I don't know what it's going to be, but like, you know, you've got Jake, who's a 210, 220 pounder fighting a 135 pounder. Bit weird, but at the same time, you know, I can't be a hypocrite and say, if you're Gervonta Davis and you're being offered 20, 30, 40 million, whatever the number is, and you're getting 7 or 8 to fight Lamont Roach in a 50-50.
Inside Tank's training camp, nothing is left to chance. He's surrounded by his team, coaches, nutritionists, sparring partners who fight just like Jake Paul. They're studying everything: Paul's footwork, his patterns, his weaknesses. The strength coaches are working overtime to keep Tank explosive in the later rounds. The game plan is being built piece by piece. Every sparring session, every meal, every recovery session, it all matters. Tank's camp knows this fight is bigger than just winning. It's about sending a message, and they're making sure he's ready to deliver it. Meanwhile, Tank got a major vote of confidence from someone who knows him well. Shakur Stevenson came out swinging in support of Davis. He said Jake Paul has zero chance. Size doesn't matter. According to Shakur, he pointed out that Tank has been dropping hints about fighting someone like Jake ever since his win over Lamont. Stevenson believes Tank's skills are on a completely different level, and he's predicting a blowout. Tank by a mile. That kind of backing from another elite fighter has fans even more hyped for what's coming.
I mean, size will play some part of the fight, but if I'm thinking like I'm Tank, I'm probably just gonna go out there and try to outbox him and use my knowledge and IQ against him. So I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
Is there any way you could, any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
No way.
Nope.
For Tank, this fight is personal. He's not just trying to win, he's trying to prove something bigger. That real skill beats hype every single time. Jake Paul has built a name by fighting MMA fighters and older legends, but Tank is different. He's in his prime. He's a world champion, and he wants the world to see the gap between a trained killer and a YouTube star turned boxer. This is his chance to show that all the fame and all the money in the world can't replace years of blood, sweat, and sacrifice in the ring.
I just don't want to look bad come fight night. My biggest fear has been embarrassed, especially in front of like all these people, like worldwide. Then you be like, come this mean for deck, like, you know, like I ain't got time for that. I'm not trying to go out getting my butt kicked, like bad, like I can't do it. I don't want to be embarrassed, bro. It's just my pride. Some people be made for it, some people don't. He's not gonna win. You better be ready.
Training footage shows Tank attacking the heavy bag like it owes him money. Every punch lands with bad intentions. He's working combinations, switching angles, mixing in body shots. His coaches are timing everything, making sure his power doesn't fade as the rounds go on. The heavy bag work is where Tank builds the stamina to knock people out late in fights. It's also where he sharpens the timing that makes his punches so dangerous. Watching him train, one thing is obvious. He's not taking Jake Paul lightly, not even a little bit. But the controversy isn't going away. Dan Rafael, one of boxing's most respected voices, also weighed in. He pointed out the massive weight difference between the two fighters. A lot of people are worried this won't even be competitive. Rafael compared it to the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. People doubted that one too, but it happened, and Paul showed respect. Rafael thinks this fight with Tank will be even more exciting. After all, Tank called Jake out himself, so it's real. But the question remains, is it safe?
It'll be an exhibition fight. Now, whether they go all out and try to win, I guess we'll have to see. You know, some people would think maybe it turns out like other exhibitions we've seen where it doesn't have the excitement because they're not truly going for it. Like Jake Paul and Tyson. Now it was an official fight, not an exhibition, because they were on similar terms in terms of the weight. But Jake even made a point at the end of that fight, like he didn't want to knock Tyson out because he kind of felt bad for him.
Keith Idec echoed those safety concerns. He didn't sugarcoat it. Whether this fight is labeled as a pro bout or an exhibition, he thinks it's dangerous. The size difference is massive. Jake Paul is much bigger than Tank. That's a lot to overcome for any fighter, no matter how skilled. Idec said the fight will sell. It'll draw huge numbers, but he warned that everyone involved needs to think hard about the risks. Because in boxing, one mistake can change everything.
Entertainment to some degree, because you can't put someone they're 65 pounds apart in weight for the most part now. If you look at the cruiserweight limit and the lightweight limit, even if Jake Paul somehow got down to, let's just say 180, and I'm not sure that he'd be able to do that at this point because he's fought so high in weight. Let's just say he got down to 180. They're still 45 pounds apart in weight, and that's just not safe. So if this were to be treated as some sort of, even though they're calling it an exhibition, a legitimate athletic event, I don't know how you could do that, because it's just not safe for someone that big and someone that small to fight each other. That's why they have weight classes.
Back in the gym, Tank is doing pad work with his coaches. This is where he fine-tunes everything: speed, accuracy, timing, defense. The pads simulate real fight situations. His coaches throw counters at him. He slips. He ducks. He fires back instantly. This is where Tank becomes unpredictable. He hides his power shots behind feints and fake movements. By the time his opponent realizes what's happening, it's too late. And that's exactly the style he's perfecting for Jake Paul. Greg Hackett also jumped into the conversation with a different take. He defended Tank's decision to take this fight. Hackett said it's Tank's career, his choice. If he wants to fight Jake Paul, then so be it. And let's be honest, the payday is massive. Why wouldn't Tank take it?
I don't understand the issue. He could come back and fight whoever he want after that. His career is not over just because you fighting Jake Paul. Jake Paul ain't no type of fucking demon. It's not like he about to go in there with Godzilla. You about to play around for 8 rounds, 2 minutes with a dickhead. You know what I mean? No disrespect. But, you know, with somebody that think they know how to fight. This is a big robbery. You know what I'm saying? This is what people do in the corporate world every day. Steal fucking money. He doing it. I'm not mad at that man. I ain't mad at Tank for some shit.
So here's the bottom line. Don't be shocked if Tank walks into that ring and destroys Jake Paul. He knows what's at stake. He knows the world is watching. And he's training like his legacy depends on it. Because honestly, it does. This isn't just about winning. It's about shutting down every doubter. Roach Sr. also gave his perspective on the situation. He admitted that many fans wanted to see the rematch between Tank and Roach Jr., but that fight isn't realistic anymore. So instead of waiting around, Roach Sr. said it's time to move forward. The boxing world moves fast. You can't sit and wait for opportunities. You have to take what's in front of you. And right now, Jake Paul is in front of Tank. So it's time to get ready and get paid.
The fight we won, and I think that's the fight the fans won, you know, such after a great fight like that. Everybody's looking forward to the second bout, but unfortunately, things ain't lining up as planned. So we just can't sit around and wait. We gotta move forward and continue our career. You know, we're not in a position just to see stagnated and wait for something like that to happen. That fight's gonna be there. You know, hopefully it happens soon. But we're looking to get back in the ring for the year out, and I think we will. You know what I'm saying? So. Just listen out for the next news update.
In the sparring sessions, everything comes together. Tank faces guys who move like Jake, talk like Jake, fight like Jake. This is where he tests his game plan under pressure. His coaches are watching everything, adjusting strategies in real time. How does Tank handle pressure? How does he react when things don't go as planned?
Good. Keep touching. Oh, stop closing up. Gotta let it go. Keep turning. Step around. Keep turning.
Tank Davis is one of the most feared fighters in boxing today. Multiple world titles, knockout power that ends fights in seconds, speed that most fighters can't keep up with. He's beaten elite opponents. He's proven himself at the highest level. His career is built on dominance. When Tank fights, people expect fireworks, and he delivers every single time. After beating Ryan Garcia, he showed the world he's the real deal. Let's look back at what he said after that career-defining moment.
It's probably, I say the best fighter. Definitely, we was feeling, we was going off each other's energy in there. I say that we was actually talking in there, and you know what I mean, and it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. You know what I mean? I enjoyed every moment of it. So.
Jake Paul's story is completely different. He started as a YouTuber, then he stepped into the ring. People laughed at first, but Jake kept winning. He beat MMA fighters. He beat former champions. And with every win, the doubters got quieter. His training has improved. His skills have improved. And whether people like it or not, he's become a legitimate draw. But beating Tank Davis, that would be his biggest achievement by far. It would prove he's not just a celebrity boxer. It would prove he belongs.
At the end of the day, I'm going to fight all of these guys. I feel like tonight was just the first day of my boxing career, and I just got warmed up, and now this is the chapter 2. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words, so people can sit behind their desks and sit on their TV shows and say a lot of things about my career, but everyone's tuning in. Everyone's watching, and I just continue to win.
Jake hasn't started training for Tank yet, but we can look at how he prepared for his last fight with Chavez Jr. He took it seriously, no distractions, just focus. He knew he was facing a fighter with real experience, so he treated every day like it mattered. He worked on his weaknesses, he built his conditioning, he studied film. Jake knows that in boxing, the little things can cost you everything, so he trained like his reputation was on the line, because it was. Jake also used motivation from his previous fights to push himself harder. He refused to underestimate his opponent. He stayed locked in, and when fight night came, he was ready. That same mindset will be critical when he faces Tank, because Tank isn't like anyone Jake has fought before. This is a different level, and everyone knows it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That looks. That's some power right there. Hey. 30, 20 more. Holy I thought it was 30. 20 more. Hey, bro. Oh, yeah, I'm giving them that footage. I'm giving them that footage. About to switch in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
The boxing world is split right down the middle. Some people hate this fight. They say it's bad for the sport. Others are excited to watch. They think it's exactly what boxing needs. Fans of Tank believe he'll embarrass Jake Paul. They're confident his skills will be too much. But Jake's fans think he can pull off another upset. They believe he's bigger, stronger, and more prepared than people realize. The predictions are flying, the debates are heating up, and the hype is real. In the end, what do you think? Should this fight even happen? Is Tank Davis gonna prove why he's a champion? Or will Jake Paul shock everyone and pull off the upset of the century? Drop your prediction in the comments. Who's winning this fight and how? Let us know what you think. And if you want more updates as this fight gets closer, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. We'll keep you in the loop as Fight Night approaches.